The Fire Triangle by Jared Pierce. All about the fire triangle. As you can see, the fire triangle is made up of 3 parts: oxygen, heat, and fuel. Oxygen is needed for fires to be able to stay alight. The ambient air around us right now is approximately made of 21% oxygen. And as most fires require at least 16% oxygen to burn, it acts as the oxidizing agent in the chemical reaction. This means that when the fuel is burning, it reacts with the oxygen around us to release heat. Heat must be present for the initial ignition to take place. All flammable materials, when at the right temperature, will give off a flammable vapor. This then can combust. Heat is responsible for the spread of fire, as it will remove the moisture in the immediate area from possible nearby fuel. This will warm the surrounding area and preheat the fuel ready for it. This will then allow it to travel further with greater ease. In order for there to be a fire in the first place, there needs to be fuel. Fuel is any kind of combustible material, including paper, oils, wood, gases, fabrics, flammable liquids, plastics, and rubber. The fuel for a fire is usually characterized by its moisture content, size, shape, and quantity, and this will determine how easy it is for the fuel to burn and at what temperature. So how do we combat a fire? Looking again, we see the fire triangle, and the removal of any one of these aspects from the triangle will result in the fire being extinguished. First of all, we'll take a look at removing oxygen. An example of removing oxygen would be the act of smothering it with a fire blanket. This fire blanket will stop further oxygen being absorbed into the fire and stopping it from burning. If we were to remove heat, you stop the further combustion of the fuel. Because the flammable materials give off vapors which combust from heat, removing the heat will mean that the vapors are not formed. For example, adding water to a fire immediately extinguishes the fire because there is no more vapor given off. If we were to remove fuel, this means that the fire is essentially putting itself out because it has nothing to keep it burning. To encourage this, we can use fire retardant materials, so there's no fuel source for a fire to start and begin with. In outdoor fires like forest fires or grass fires, firemen use a technique called fire breaks to stop the spread, and this works by isolating the fire already alight by creating a barrier around the fire. This barrier is created by a controlled burn. This controlled fire then stops the further spreading of a forest fire or grass fire.